Hello and welcome to the latest of our interviews with the candidates for this year's primary elections in Lincoln County. Our candidate today is Jim Gabehart. He is a Democratic candidate in the race for prosecuting attorney. Jim Gabehart resides in Lincoln County at Trace Creek. He has been assistant prosecutor since 1998, a graduate of Marshall University in 1983. He subsequently graduated from West Virginia University College of Law in 1987. He's been married to Valerie for 30 years and they have two children, Amy and Jimmy. Jim Gabehart, welcome.
Thank you.
What made you decide to run for prosecuting attorney?
Well, as you mentioned initially, I've been the assistant prosecutor since 1998, and I had always thought at some point in time I might take a run at the office of prosecutor, and since our prosecutor, Jack Stevens, decided not to run for re-election, I felt the time was right. It's an extension of what I've been doing, and in general I felt a way of being a servant to the community that I live in. I was in private practice for 11 years before coming to Lincoln County to work, and was a partner in one of the larger law firms in the state. But I found the work that I do out here to be very rewarding.
What personal and professional qualities do you think you would bring to the job?
Well, first of all, of course, experience. I've been practicing for 25 years as an attorney, and that legal experience combined with my life experience, I've raised a family. Both of our children are out and on their own now, and I've been active and involved in the community here in Lincoln County, throughout the county, in athletics, in charitable organizations, the food pantry here in Hamlin, raising funds for underprivileged children at Christmas time, and I've gotten to meet and know a lot of people around the county and hear their concerns, and certainly working as the assistant prosecutor the last 14 years, I'm intimately aware of our strengths and weaknesses, and what we can do to try to improve that. And I think that all those life experiences, as well as my knowledge of the county growing up here, raising my children here and living here for the last 23 years, gives me an opportunity to try and make some improvements in some areas.
Okay. As you said, the current prosecuting attorney, Mr. Stevens, decided not to seek re-election, having served multiple terms. Should you be elected prosecutor, are there any changes you would see that you might make with regard to the running of the office and the carrying out of your duties?
Well, certainly I don't think any two people would do things the same way, and my position over the past 14 years has been a part-time position, which is what the assistant prosecutor's position has been. One of the things that I would like to explore would be the possibility of expanding that position to become a full-time position. We have in Lincoln County presently a full-time prosecutor and a part-time assistant prosecutor. Neighboring Boone County, for example, with a population that's actually not much more than Lincoln County. A lot of people think there is because of the population in Madison, but the overall county population is that much greater. They have 3 full-time prosecutors, at least that I'm aware of, and much greater law enforcement in the sheriff's office personnel. And that makes us, of course, have to work more efficiently, but it would be nice if means could be found to try and increase the assistant's position to a full-time position, and be able to give a little more time and attention to some of those issues in magistrate court.
The Lincoln Journal has reported frequently on the scourge of prescription drug abuse in Lincoln County. In what ways can a prosecutor work to help tackle that problem that has ruined so many lives in our region?
Well, it is a problem, and probably over the 14 years that I've been there, certainly an increasing problem. I have seen over that time period a shift from other substances and other issues to the prescription medication problem. And I suppose only in the past 2 years or so have we had a drug court. The drug court is being used. Of course, the problem is that you can't force someone to give up something that they don't want to give up. And even if you provide them an incentive in terms of a prod, if you don't do this, you're going to jail, they may agree to it initially, but they're not going to be successful. I would like to see, and at present, as the assistant, I'm not involved directly in the management of drug court. That's done in circuit court with our prosecutor. So I don't have the statistics on the number of candidates that have successfully completed. But we also, recently that I know of, have had an individual who completed drug court and has promptly re-engaged in the behavior and has recently been charged. So I'm not sure that there's a solution. If there was a solution, our nation, would be implementing that. The war on drugs, to the extent that it continues, some people believe it's already been lost, has to be fought, I believe, and I think in some cases, there just has to be a consequence. It would be nice to believe that we could rehabilitate everyone, but I think that they also have to fear that there is a consequence for the action as well, and that's, I'm open to anything that the professionals, and the prosecutors aren't professionals, in drug treatment and counseling and rehabilitation. Anything that they believe would help, I would be in favor of considering and working with them on. But as a prosecutor, I also have to see that there is some accountability and consequence for the behavior.
Okay. And our final question, Lincoln County is currently in the midst of another election abuse scandal. What can a prosecutor do to assist such investigations, and what can he do to ensure such abuses are not repeated in the future?
Well, the prosecutor and the prosecutor's office does not conduct investigations. That's done by law enforcement agencies. But having a prosecutor that those law enforcement agencies have trust in and believe will follow through and prosecute the cases that they investigate, I think is important. And I believe that all the law enforcement agencies in Lincoln County know and respect the work that I've done, and my lack of involvement in the political process in the past, other than running for family court judge 4 years ago. In my 23 years here in Lincoln County, I've never participated in any political campaigns, involved myself in any factional activities, and during my run for family court judge, as well as during my current run, I've not aligned myself with any political faction or group, and believe that a prosecutor as well as a judge needs to be independent of such activities. And I would be more than willing and prepared to prosecute any case that the law enforcement agencies investigate and bring to the prosecutor's attention, and certainly believe that that message, while it should have been received some time ago, continues to need to be reinforced, that a free election, is the cornerstone of our democracy.
Jim Gabehart, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
That concludes our interview. Look for more interviews at our website, www.lincolnjournal.com. Thank you.